Hi, this is Barbie, and this is episode number 7 of the Real Talk podcast. Today we're talking about talking. The energy of getting that out is something that I think that we've lost. Instead of picking up the phone to call in your girlfriend, we text. So that energy and your voice doesn't move out. That energy doesn't get out. Talking, singing, screaming when you're by yourself in your car, that moves that energy, and that's something I think that we need to really remember. So we're going to talk about it today. Let's get started. I'm so glad you're here. You're listening to the Real Talk podcast, a place for you to come and learn things about the real stuff that you're going through. Not the bright, shiny stuff we see on everyone's feeds, but the gritty, messy parts in the middle that need to be heard to heal. You matter here, and you're not alone. I care about leveling up and helping you do the same. Whatever leveling up means to you, whether that's in business, performance, or parenting. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today I want to talk about talking. I don't think we talk enough anymore. I think so much stuff gets stuck inside because the energy of our voice and the actual talking is what moves energy through us and gets it out. So I think that term really does come from somewhere. You got to get it out. If something's bothering you, you got to get it out. You got to talk it out. You got to cry it out. You got to move that energy through. And, I've just been noticing, what do I do when something's bothering me? Pick up the phone, text my girlfriends. We have a group chat. A group of my girlfriends that I have, and they're very helpful, right? Say it as it is. We get those problems solved. We should all have friends like that in our life. But what's the habit and the ritual that we all do now? Texting. I was literally saying to one of my good friends, Andrea, we even feel bad picking up the phone and chatting with people. Oh, well, they're probably busy. I'm just going to text her. So we don't even get that energy out. The talking and the actually saying of the words gets that stuff out. Texting is great, of course. It's really efficient and things like that, but we do it too much. We don't talk. We don't talk it out. And I think that what happens is we have this toxic venting of things where we think that we're getting it out and we tell ourselves that's a positive way of doing it. And it's really not moving the energy out of us. It's still stuck there in our throat chakra, or down in our stomach. Depending on what the issue is, it gets stuck different spots in our body. We can really feel that. You can feel when something's stuck. When you're stuck in something and you can't figure it out. And you talk to the right person and then the next day you wake up, you feel 1,000 pounds lighter. Why do you think that is? That sure doesn't happen when I have a big text conversation. So that's something I really want us to think about. And maybe you don't have a friend like that, or maybe you just need to talk to yourself. Sometimes when I'm just walking through the forest with Cherry, I talk to myself. I'm talking, actually, if I'm going to be honest, to the trees. I do highly recommend that you do that in an area where there aren't a lot of people because, you do really look like a lunatic, but that's fine. If you see me along the way, I'll know what you're doing. The trees are really good listeners, and you just got to get that stuff out. 99% of the time when you're talking to yourself, you know the answer anyways. Sometimes we just need reassurance. That's why you got to talk to good friends, not ones that are just going to tell you, what you kind of want to hear. You need to have the ones who are going to tell you what you need to hear. But like I said, moving that energy through, getting those words out, saying them out loud, standing in front of the mirror and saying straight up to yourself, whatever it is, I'm worried about what they're going to think. I'm worried that they're not going to like me. I'm scared. Get that stuff out of there. When we leave stuff stuck in our body, that's when things start to go downhill. We get sick. We manifest disease and ailments and all these things that happen. And I know that is why my facial paralysis happened. About 10 years ago, I woke up with the left side of my face paralyzed. And that's why I was holding everything in. I was trying to be everything to everyone else, doing the things that I thought I should be doing, not speaking up, not having an opinion, just doing all the stuff. I don't need to go into huge detail. You know what I mean. You do it too. And when we hold all that stuff in, we hold back, we don't speak up, we don't use our voice, bad things happen. My facial paralysis happened. You're going to get sick. Something's going to happen. Trust me. You got to get that stuff out. Your voice matters. What you have to say is very important. Everybody in our lives has a different perspective on different things. And all of those perspectives matter. Two truths can exist at the same time. So if you think it's a 6 and I think it's a 9, if we're looking at different angles, they're both right. Everybody's voice and everybody's opinion has something that we can learn from. And using your voice is just as important as the person on the big stage. Whether you're coaching an NBA basketball team or just two small kids in your living room, your contribution matters. So by holding it in, you're not helping anybody. Definitely not yourself. Nobody else's voice is more important than yours. Of course, in our lives, we have different purposes. Some people want to speak on a big stage. Some people don't. Maybe you want to write a travel blog. Maybe you want to have a podcast. Maybe you just want to speak to those around you in your small circle. All of those things are okay as long as you are living in your truth. If you feel like you're holding back or you're hiding or you're not showing your light because you think it might offend somebody, you're not helping anyone. Speak up. Use your voice. Start that podcast. Start those videos. Even if you're not really sure what it is, start talking to yourself in the shower. Get that stuff out. Whatever you feel a calling to is what your purpose is. I've never felt a calling to be a baseball player. I think I played for about a year and a half when I was in about grade 2, and that is not something that I have a calling for because it's not my purpose. That's not what I'm meant to do. Every day, I have a calling to get on here and start yakking. That's what my purpose is. I have never felt a calling to do a lot of things because that's not where I'm meant to be. So if you have a calling or that small tug in your heart, it's there for a reason. You need to speak up and do something about it. Even if you just start talking about it, that's okay too. Talk to your friends about something that hey, I always kind of wanted to do this. One of the coolest things I see on my feed are women who always wanted to be a dancer. And now they're 45 years old taking a tap class. That's so cool. Do that. Get it out. Use your voice. Take those singing lessons. Learn that dance. Just do it. Stop holding in all the things that you think you should be holding in just because you think you should, or that it might bug somebody, or somebody might get upset. Why is you being upset less important than them being upset? You're important and you matter. So get out there. Use your voice. Don't hold it in anymore. And even, you know what? When you're driving around in the car, just talk to yourself. That way, you always have somebody to listen. So I think you would kind of understand my point. We don't talk enough. We don't get it out. We don't get that energy moving. The vibration of our voice and the things that we can kind of hear when we're talking, that's energy moving. I can feel the vibration of my voice right now as I'm talking. That's energy. All of that matters. It's a thing. Moving energy through is actually a thing. The more we learn about it and the more that we move that energy through and get somewhere, feel a lot better and a lot lighter in life. But I will tell you now, make sure that you remember everything that you have to say matters too. Your voice matters. I want to start making some tools and different kind of tips and tricks about how you can use your voice here on this podcast. and maybe set up some things that I've learned. I want to show you how to do Instagram Lives. That was an easy, quick way that I did on Bell's Palsy Talk because I was feeling, stuck by, oh my gosh, the backdrop's not right. It has to be perfect. And I just started doing it. That's a good start. If you want to learn how to do that too, I want to show you. If writing and getting that out is the way that you want to do it, I want to show you how to write a blog. I learned how to do that as well too. Expressing yourself and getting stuff out, that's what we need to do. So stay tuned for more ideas like that. And if you have anything that you'd like me to share, make sure you let me know. I'm happy to do that for you. But I do know that when I keep quiet and I don't talk, I feel like I'm going crazy inside. So let's start talking a lot more. I'm so glad you came. Thank you for listening to the Real Talk podcast with Barbie. This is the place for you to come and learn things about the real stuff that we're all going through. Make sure you check out the show notes, links to social media, and information on any guests that we had on the show. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you came.